AM 1170. The Answer. KCBQ.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170, The Answer. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty, joined as always by Mr. Jason Hall with Team Home Loans and the newest member of the Tough Mudder crew.
Wow.
That's you, Jason. You just committed on air to do a Tough Mudder. And that's the best part about getting you to commit to these things on radio is it's recorded, it's on video, it's on audio. The whole world heard you commit to doing a Tough Mudder.
Yes, I did. and here's what I feel like now. After that half marathon with you and Billy, this is my concern. But, we're doing it as a group. We're doing it with all the ladies. I may not be the best shape person in the round in the office, but I can hold my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're tough. You're a fighter because we were worried we were going to kill you in that half marathon. I was wondering, like,
you guys were
how
looking at each
far
other.
is too far to push
Yeah.
somebody? Like, is he going to just roll over and die on the 12th mile? Like, I was getting kind of concerned there, Jason.
Well, I know my limits, and I knew if my foot just kept going numb, I was going to be done. But it was coming back and forth, and I made it. So, again, thank you both, Billy and Kyle, for pushing me through, hitting those goals of completing the half marathon, running it the whole way like we did in Vegas. But it was a little bit different this year because this time we did it all three together. So it was something I think all three of us will remember. It wasn't the fastest time, but we got it done, and you guys pushed me along, and I really appreciate that. And as Billy said, it was just fun the night before, hanging out and just us getting together and just talking about race, because we didn't talk really business. We just talked about running. And then, of course, I got into this. I think I can beat the old guy. He thought he was older than me, and, of course, I was the older guy, but I thought I could beat him at 200 meters. I still think I can. So we're going to have to set that up.
We'll set up a race with you and Robin.
Yeah.
He might be listening.
Yeah.
Robin may be listening. He did come to our barbecue over the weekend.
Yeah. You know what? I did see him out there.
Yeah.
And, I think 200 meters, I might have a chance against this guy who's runs 6-minute miles and, 2.5 hour marathons.
You might need to punch him in the throat before that 200 meters to get the victory
Have
there.
you seen these legs? You guys got big legs too. That we're more. I can tell all three of us are more sprinters than we are long distance runners. And if you've seen his, they're kind of like little sticks. So I'm going to guess that he's more of the long distance runner. I think I got a chance. I want to do a little bit of training, but I think I got a chance for Robin.
Well, we do have till November for the Tough Mudder, so you got some prep time.
4 months to train for Tough Mudder.
Yeah, it's July 1st Saturday. Isn't that crazy?
And I'm checking, so if it's open, so I'm a big hiker. I love hiking. Favorite hike in San Diego, Three Sisters Waterfalls or Three Sisters Falls, has been closed for the last week or so because I think they rescued something like 24 people off the trail because people don't realize it's one of the hardest, if not the hardest hikes in all of San Diego.
As he's grinning looking at me.
I forgot that Jason had done this hike.
The very first hike, I've been training for like 2 weeks. And Kyle's like,
that's enough.
Hey, you up to our hike? And I'm like, yeah, I've been training. My trainer's like, yeah, it's been a couple weeks. I could do a little bit of hike. And he sends me on the Three Sister Falls. Now, the good news, it was with him, right? So as you've seen on the run, he's a great friend, right? Well, he didn't realize he almost had to carry me up the hill.
Did you have cell service for him to give your wife a call for that little
good
extra
thing we
motivation?
Did it, but it is all downhill. And the whole time you're going down, you realize you got to go back up off this hill. And so probably, I don't know, about 100 yards in, I'm like, Kyle, I might need some help. So Kyle literally started with like his hand on me just so he'd have it. And then he starts like pushing and shoving. And then I'm kind of used to that. So he literally like pushed me all the way up the hill.
He's a diesel.
So I
literally had 2 hands on Jason's back pushing and it said, you move your legs, I'll move your body. And pushed his big butt all the way up the mountain.
We might get to witness more of that.
And I was probably pushing 250 right around then too.
Yeah.
That's before we even did the half marathons, anything. So I was had to be near my max, probably with at least 10 pounds of my max.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to go out and hike that this weekend if it's open. So because it was so darn hot these last few days, they'd shut it down because they were just sick of dropping helicopters in to rescue people out of there.
So why do you think it's such a popular hike? What do you like about it?
Well, what made it go viral was videos of people doing the rock water slide. And once something goes viral, everybody wants to go do it. And all people see is a video of like, oh, cool, we're going to go on this water slide and all these waterfalls. It's going to be so cool. And even on the way to the water slide and waterfalls, it's not that hard because it's all downhill.
Right.
People don't realize that when they went down that hill, they were literally on all fours to get down so they didn't roll. And they're not thinking about the fact that, I'm going to have to go back up.
Yeah, I knew right away. Like the first step downhill, I've been a little older. I was like, I looked down that and went, are you sure you want to go? He's like, yeah, you'll be all right. I'm like,
And maybe you're down at the waterfall having a good time drinking all your water, thinking, I can get back pretty quick. And all of a sudden, you start going back up the hill.
Wow.
Getting a little thirsty.
So
24 rescues in like a week. So yeah, the way back out is hellacious, and a lot of people don't bring enough water. A lot of idiots bring animals. Like, this is not an animal-friendly hike.
Yeah, it's heat, it's downhill, it's uphill. It is, you're right. So now you're helping the dog, you're helping, wow.
Yeah, so that is a tough hike, but I'm hoping to get out there Sunday because it's supposed to cool off a lot this weekend.
How many miles is it roughly?
It's only 4 miles total, round trip.
Feels like a marathon, though.
But it takes a long time. Even if you straight hike it, go to the falls, and then immediately turn back around, it's still like 2.5, 3 hours to do 4 miles because it's so tough.
Wow.
But it's a beautiful friggin' hike.
It is.
Waterfalls, water slide, everything.
All right, well,
it's a good training hike.
The man of the hour, we got Billy Craig in here, brand new licensee at the Whissel Realty team. Although you've been at the team here a while.
That's right.
You are now licensed, and that gives you an opportunity to do what, Billy?
Well, that gives me an opportunity to actually ask you, do you want to buy or sell a home with me? So I'm really excited about that. And I can also now take you through that whole process.
Okay. Well, we know he's got high energy. I know he's not showing it quite all on the radio right now. But
he's being so proper.
But you and I both have talked about this is the one guy that we've got high expectations for, right?
No pressure.
No pressure. You're on a top team already. There's a lot of great agents on Kyle's team, but you're one that we really believe is going to just take it to the next level right away. I think you have probably a high desire, to reach some different goals. But you also just have the energy and you have the smarts, and I think you're just going to do a great job. So if anybody's out there, you want to work with a young, hot, literally good-looking per my wife, although he's married.
Thank you, Mrs. Hall.
Yeah. Although he's married, a great agent, and you want somebody to help you find a deal, there's probably nobody better right now than Billy Craig. So, Billy, high expectations. I've always set those goals for you. I know even when we were running, I was telling you a few things, but I'm excited that you got it done.
Well, thank you very much. And, I've been thinking a lot. People have been asking me, hey, you've been in sales. I was selling bicycles in the sports industry. What attracted you to real estate? How did you determine that's your next step? And I've been thinking about that question, and it kind of dawned on me, everybody has to pay to live somewhere. Regardless, you rent, you own, you've got to pay somebody. And it just seems to make a lot of sense that if you've got to pay somebody, if it's within your realm of reason, why not build that equity for yourself and build that value for yourself? In my family, I'm the first home buyer. So I wasn't raised in that mentality. I wasn't raised that way. And as I've gone through the process, I've realized it's actually not as difficult as it seems in the beginning. And as long as you put your mind to it, you define your goals, I think anybody can actually achieve that if that's something that they want to do. So understanding that, I take the approach of let me help you along that process as well.
No, it's well put. I mean, that's exactly it. The average American, average person living here in the United States, the easiest way to create wealth is through owning real estate. And it starts with your primary residence. Now, somebody like Kyle is very bright and realizes at a very young age, I want to not only buy property, but I want to buy multi-units, live in them, rent them out. And literally at age 20, Kyle he owned his own house, and the rents on the other units and bedrooms were covering his mortgage payment. So he literally, at 20 years old, was living free. And then he was able to leverage that and buy additional properties, take the commissions and income he was earning, and continue to buy properties. And he's now built up a nice real estate portfolio, which to him is still small. To most of us, it's a large real estate portfolio. To Kyle, it's still just the beginning of the ultimate goal of where he wants to be. And that's what's great is you have a leader in Kyle that'll walk you through there. And most people don't take the first step, which is reach out to an agent, reach out to a lender. What does it take? let me start a process, right? And that's somebody like yourself. You just went through it. You now are able to show people. I just ask why. Why don't more do it? I think the biggest thing is fear, and they don't want to be told no.
That's what it is. It's fear of the unknown. It's absolutely a process. There's a lot of different moving parts of it. But when you take the time, and it's only 25, 30 minutes to sit down, talk about all the different steps, really make it clear what needs to be done, even customize that for that individual based on what they're looking for and what their goals are, then you can define that target and take the appropriate steps to achieve what you're looking for.
Yeah, it isn't that hard. I mean, in studio with us, always shooting video, is Brian. He's the media manager at Whissel Realty. He's got a smile on now. We don't have him on mic, but we were literally setting just here talking during studio, and he kept saying, "Is it really that easy? Me and my wife should come see you." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're not going to buy for a year or two." I'm like, "Hey, it's all right. Let's just start the process. Start planning." And after that initial meeting, how long were you in escrow, Brian? 2 weeks after the initial meeting. And the simple thing is, because now he knew the buying power. He realized it was potentially now able to do it. And how much up in equity are you, whether percentage or dollar amount, if you don't mind sharing, Billy? About 50,000? Yeah, 50,000 and how many, year and a half, 2 years? Where are we at?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. He's up 50 grand. Where else could you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's amazing, right? And it was just somebody who took that step. What are the steps? What do I need to do? So that's what we're asking. Just reach out to Billy. You can hit us up on the text line. This goes directly to Kyle, 619-663-7355. If you're somebody that's like, hey, what does it take? That's all you have to do. Just start the process with Billy, myself, Kyle, and we get you started. And if it's not now, we'll put a plan together so that it's 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever it is that fits your plan, your goals. We are people that do a ton of transactions, but we're planners. We're relationship builders. We're not going to just get you in a deal today or just tell you no, come back in a year. We're actually going to put a plan, follow up, and it's amazing the steps that Kyle has on his team that he will follow up and make sure everybody on the team does. So I just want to get that out there.
Yeah, that's one of the most important takeaways that I've seen in the real estate business is at no point in the process should you feel like you're being rushed. You're making a very big purchase. You're making a very important decisions, and you're doing that with good guidance if you've selected a good agent, good lending team. So being in a position where you could take the time, you have the information to make that decision appropriately, you're going to be like Brian. He's a photographer. That's a shout out to all you artists out there. You can buy a home in San Diego. You can achieve your dreams. It's exciting.
Yeah. Are you really an artist?
I think a photographer is easily qualified as an artist.
I know he is.
Composition.
I'm teasing him. He has that unique feature, so.
I love it. All right, we're going to head to a break here, and we're actually going to get to the backyard farming talk that we teased before the last segment.
Backyard.
Before we went down the rabbit hole, no pun intended. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170, The Answer.